wow. So important just to cling on to that tiny little bit of positivity after the Everton game. Can they come back and bounce back against Crystal Palace and put that behind them? My God, it looked like it was the end of the road. I'd actually given up when Crystal Palace had scored the goal. I did feel like it was all over. The body language, the attitude, the lethargicness from that first half performance wiped out. Yes, you can call it Moments FC Manchester United again, but really, did anyone expect Manchester United to put on a performance there against Crystal Palace? They didn't. No one did. It was about the result. It was about character. It was about digging in and grafting and getting something out of the game. And we've got 3 points. We're back into 6. We're back just outside of the Champions League places. This is absolutely everything that Manchester United needed. And what we got today there in that second half, I think, is what we deserved. We more than deserved the win in that second half. We dominated the shots. We dominated the possession. And yes, goals change games. And the attitude of everybody in that team changed when Joshua Zirkzee, of all people, came out of nowhere with an absolute barnstormer of a goal. It was absolutely ridiculous, that finish, but credit to him, because that first half performance from him to the second half performance was complete night and day. Literally the worst I've ever seen a Manchester United striker to the best striker performance I've seen all season. I kid you not. He was man of the match today, Joshua Zirkzee, just for his second half performance alone. The way he took that ball down on his chest and the strike, where did that come from? A game-changing moment which Manchester United finally took advantage of and used to their advantage to see that game out. It was absolutely brilliant finishing from Zirkzee. Great creativity from Bruno again, and credit to him for his second half performance. I didn't have one Man United player in the first half that deserved any praise whatsoever. I tweeted it out. You go check the tweet. I stand corrected. Manchester United did more than I thought they would ever do. When, I mean, looking at it, I mean, come on, seriously. That first half was absolutely shocking from Manchester United. It was absolutely abysmal. And I mean absolutely pathetic. But they latched onto that moment from Joshua Zirkzee and they went forward from there. And we changed from boys to men in the space of 5 minutes. It was 50 minutes of pure shit and then a decent performance from Manchester United. And you know what? I'm not going to build it up into something that it's not. I'm not convinced, and no one's going to be fully convinced by Manchester United and look at that result there today and go, that's United back. Not by any stretch, but the importance of the win is more than anything right now for Manchester United. That was everything that Ruben needed, that this team needed, this fan base needed. Travelling away fans, 12 o'clock kickoff in South London, horrible. They're going back happy, thinking that their team have actually got some character right now and belief in themselves. Ruben Amorim saved himself from what would have been an absolute nightmare week. And now we're staring down the barrel again of back-to-back games against West Ham and Wolves to go back into the top 4, because that's what them 2 games will bring. Is it third time lucky for Manchester United? We've crapped the bed every single time we've had a chance to move further up that league table. We're back in 6th now. That's comfortable enough. 13 games in, 6 games won, 4 defeats. Yes, back in the positive goal difference as well. And players getting goals in this game and getting performances in this game that really, really needed it. Joshua Zirkzee on his own, absolutely brilliant for him. But Mason Mount's goal, Bruno laying off a free kick and not taking it himself. That needs to be talked about, and that needs to be talked about a lot, because it was that moment there, wasn't it, where it's like Bruno's just going to hit this, but we did something different. We tried a little bit of change in our setup. That's 10 goals in the Premier League from set pieces from Manchester United now. We're leading the way with Arsenal. We're actually starting to learn a little bit. 21 goals scored. And that blank from Everton has been wiped out somewhat. Not fully wiped out yet, because that was still pathetic and still there in the memory banks of every single Manchester United fan. And we're not going to forget that and let them off. But they came back and they started that road back to redemption and to bring themselves back into the hearts of Manchester United fans again. Sounds a little bit corny and cheesy, that, doesn't it? But you've got to get this fan base on board. Performances against Everton, that's not going to do it. And they deserved what they got from criticism-wise from that United fan base. It looked like we'd gone back 2 years there. And then today, not expecting to get much out of it. Everyone was going with Crystal Palace for the win. There were evens for the win. But United stayed in the game had that tiny little bit of belief. The moment changed the game. The goal changed everything. But it's 3 points United away from home again. That's the second away win this season, away from home from Ruben Amorim, against a team that isn't promoted or is down to 10 men or any of that bollocks stat that kept on coming up all of the time. And we're back up there again. So important just to see yourselves back up there where you was and believe, you know what, we've fallen, and we've fallen bad against Everton, but now we've come back again. Mazraoui, when he came on, and no one will talk about the substitutes, everyone was going, oh, he's going to bring a defender on for a defender when we're losing. Well, luckily, just before the goal went in, Mazraoui was coming on for a stinker performance of Yoro, recognised by Ruben and then brought on. We were miles better when Mazraoui came on. How many times have I said play Mazraoui in the back three? That's where he belongs. The experience of that man and handling the likes of Mateta in that second half was key to that win for Man United there. The 3-4-3 of Ruben Amorim beats the 3-4-3 of Oliver Glasner. You can write up all you want. You can write United at the back. You can do anything. It's got nothing to do with that there today, why I'm so happy. It was just the fact that we managed to put that Everton game aside and get points on the board again straight away. That's there. The recovery from Manchester United is the most important thing in this. And big performances from big players. Dalot actually was all right in the second half. Credit to him. You know what? Bruno, second half, professional, solid. Casemiro, still shaky all over the place. How he didn't get that yellow card, I don't know, but he survives another week. And then I just felt like we had that belief in our teammates again. We believed in each other, because the first half, it didn't look like nobody wanted to deal with Zirkzee or pass the ball to him. No one believed in the player next to him. And that's how we played. We played scared. We played in the second half completely differently because of that goal. And that's what we need to cling on to now. Can they use that momentum? Can Zirkzee use that as his springboard to go forward now? Because he won every single header. And I am not afraid to say I got it completely wrong. I was ready for hauling that guy off at half-time. And he proved us all wrong in the second half by putting on a monster of a performance. Massive, massive, massive credit to Josh Zirkzee in that second half. He got us that goal which won us that game. Well played Mason Mount for his finish as well. And overall, Manchester United dominating possession, dominating the shots, getting the win, and an away win as well. We're just starting to stabilise a tiny little bit. And look, I'm not trying to over-egg this whatsoever. I'm really not. But United recovering from that Everton defeat on the brink of the abyss, which that was there today in the first half. Everyone had written us off, including myself. To come back from that, that could be huge for Man United this season now. With the likes of Cunha coming back this week against West Ham as well. A bit more depth also, more options for United. And I tell you what, Mazraoui in the back three. That cannot be ignored. That player there in the back is so much better. What a win for Manchester United. Forget about the performance. We're going to have to in this one. I'm just going to take the win. I'm going to go ride it all the way back up that table. And thank God we managed to get them points on the board. I'm so happy for Joshua Zirkzee. And I'm not afraid to say it. I'd given up on the guy, but he's definitely redeemed himself there with an absolutely outstanding second half performance. Let me know what you think, everybody. Let me know what you think of that performance. Who stood out for you? Who was man of the match? Is this a defining moment in our season? Are you just not convinced? It's completely open to everyone in the comments section. Get in there. Let me know what you think. Make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button up on your screen as well. And I'll see you all. I'm going to let this one play out now. See you all later on.